Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis, updated commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my opinion as we go through it. If you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these sectors and looking for individual companies for potential investment. You can follow what I'm doing and I share my portfolio and my purchase prices and what I'm buying on the website. We still have the May Day coupon code that is active. So let's dive in there. Let's take a look and see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY, we are up today in the DXY, but momentum is still to the downside. So there's the downside momentum. You can call it a trend or a trend line that has not been broken, something on the lines of that. And that trend is continuing lower with the dollar. There it is, looking from a little bit greater vantage point here. We've broken out here and we are heading lower with some momentum. And that momentum has not changed yet. Usually what drives this is interest rates. So you'll see the dollar's interest rates and the market is pricing in weaker interest rates in the future. Today, we were up with interest rates across the board, but we have broken critical levels of support. There's the 2-year, the breakout there to the downside, but we are up today, and we'll see what it looks like over the next few trading sessions. We're up about 0.5% on the 2-year, about 0.5% on the 10-year, and we are in some sort of consolidation here, and we'll see if we can break higher. And then we have a consolidation in the 30-year as well. We can throw a downtrend line here, potentially somewhere in this range there. But in the short term, I don't look at it too much because the patterns have to develop. But overall, we've broken to the downside of the pattern in the shorter term right here. And we have to see if we break or if we can come back within the pattern. So right now, it looks a little bit weak across the board for yields to go lower. TYX TNX ratio basically moving sideways today, down 0.14%. And I do think that the momentum still to the upside, where this yield curve could uninvert, which is positive for precious metals over the short to medium term. TLT bond prices down just a little bit today. So yields going up, bond prices going down, and maybe we can see a move lower in the short term here if that were to break. We do have a bearish engulfing today, and we'll see if there's any follow through tomorrow. But longer term, it's broken to the upside. So we could get a pullback before heading higher. The 2 and 10, today we are flat. It's up 0.06% right on support. We've got gold up $7.4 an ounce, looking pretty good. Gold is driven by the yields pulling back and the uninversion of the yield curve. So if you think that unemployment rate is going to go up and the yield curve is going to uninvert, gold's generally a good place to be looking. Silver is also up about 13, 14 cents. Momentum still to the upside. We've got platinum up $2, still underneath that important trend line that we're trying to break out of here. We want to get above that. And palladium up $12 an ounce. And we are hanging out just above support still. The support going across here and the support that's horizontal. GDX, GDXJ, and SILJ are all down a little bit today. And I would expect that with the dollar going up and yields up a little bit. We just have a little bit down day in all of those, but everything is still intact for an eventual move higher given the market conditions of yields dropping and potential uninversion of the yield curve and a weaker dollar. And if that changes, I'll change my mind. We have XAU to gold ratio down just a teeny bit today, and it is hanging out at a very low level here above a lot of support. That looks really good for a move higher eventually when they lower interest rates and people run to gold for a safe haven asset, which they're doing. It's just gold's front running it. Crude oil up 3%. I believe it deals with a country shutting down production. I think it's Libya or one of those countries. Up 3%, and we are still within the pattern. This is going to be a curious one to watch. I'm real curious on which way this breaks. If we get an inversion of the yield curve, we might get a dip lower before heading up. Or it is possible that we break right out of this. But this is where my eyes are watching to see what crude oil does here in the short term. If we get a break or if we get a false breakdown. TTF gas up 2%. It is a pretty strong day today. It looks like we could go higher. That's looking good. A little bullish engulfing going on today. Natural gas in America is lower today, down 3%. Back to support. And there's the support level going across. We've got our boy XOP. Yeah, you know me. It's back within the pattern. Not really a strong candlestick today. And this is where I get curious. Are we going to get a rollover here? Or are we going to punch through? The way it's positioned right now, I think it may roll over just by looking at it with a large selling pressure candlestick and then a move upwards in a pattern that generally works its way lower. OIH also in a similar situation. We've broken down out of that trend line, big selling pressure candlestick. We haven't really made much progress higher here. I think that we are could still be subjected to lower prices here in the short term. Newcastle coal futures up 0.5%, and I do think this will work its way on up slowly. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust down slightly today. It is a bearish reversal candlestick. We'll see if we can fill this gap here underneath us. The futures pricing is up 1.75%. We'll see if we can break out to the upside, which would definitely help the uranium sector and probably sentiment. But right now, we're still in the tip, playing just the tip game stuff. URA down slightly. And we've worked our way on up here real slow. URNM and URNJ, very similar chart patterns. We still have a lot of downside momentum here. Is this a relief rally where we head lower, or is this actually basing out, getting ready to turn higher? That's where I would wait here. I don't buy patterns that look like this. I buy them when they look like this, and they squeeze up like that before a run. So when things fall, you generally get patterns that are upward facing like this. So this here be a similar pattern to this, where you might get another selling pressure move. The reason I'm looking at it from a selling pressure perspective is the yield curve on inverting and rates dropping. And that's not typically a good location for energy, for the energy sectors. Copper up 0.24%. And just moving sideways, kind of maybe throw this here, maybe like an inverted head and shoulders pattern that's developing, which is generally a bottoming pattern. But looks all right. Looks like we could potentially move sideways or higher. COPX moving with copper, and that's had a breakout and a retest move there. The X and the O. Iron ore just moving sideways right on resistance support. You barely see that candlestick there. It is a little doji, but it's right on support. We've got aluminum up 2.88% today. That's actually a pretty big up day. If that is an update, I don't know if this updated. Nickel down 1.5%. It is still basing out down here, and I would just be patient. The yield curve on inverting, some of these could be not good investments over the next 6 months to a year. Moo, this is breaking to the upside. This looks good. It's got support underneath us. Just a small little down day. It still looks good to go higher for the agribusiness ETF. Emerging markets lower. I mean, these are all going to be lower here because we had higher dollar and higher interest rates. And that's a headwind for emerging markets. Headwind for KRE, which is the regional banking ETF. We still have good upside momentum there. TAN is lower because of the market conditions. Lithium is lower a little bit. Still looks good to try to work its way on up. REMX is just moving sideways. It looks like a consolidation pattern before a move higher because we entered it from the bottom side up. Baltic Dry Index is right on support resistance. There we are, right on the long-term average. SHB lower. Again, it's dollar yields. Looks like we could reverse here or go sideways for a little bit if it decides to do that. We got the Russell 2000 slightly lower. It is above support. It still looks good to try to work its way on up. We've got the S&P 500. It is down today, and we'll see if this rolls over or if we continue on up. We do have a bearish engulfing here, which generally leads lower. We've got NASDAQ also selling off today a little bit, and there is a bearish engulfing here, which generally leads lower. So we'll see if we can buck that trend. We got SMCI getting just sold off 8.3% lower. It does look like we want to go lower in the short term. But this here looks like a big topping pattern going on. NVIDIA down 2.25%, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. It's all over the place. There's another one there. That generally speaks of distribution, people getting out. You open it up, you gap it up, and then you sell it off to get people excited in the morning so you have volume that's created that you can sell into. We got Bitcoin down 1.5%. Maybe we head a little bit lower in the short term. And Ethereum also down a little bit. The setup isn't too bad. I mean, big bullish candlesticks here. We've been going sideways. We've broken that to the upside, but maybe we get a return move there before heading higher. So the bullish stance is still there for both of these to continue higher if they want to. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Mayday coupon code if you're interested. And that's all I've got for today. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.